Good morning, my scrappy friends. Thank you for joining me for a Saturday Stash Dive. Every Saturday, two design team members for SNL, which is Sandra and Lisa. We dig around in our stash, we collaborate as to what we want to use that we already have, and kind of put a page together using it. So this weekend, I am paired up with Carla. On Facebook, she is Carla Michelle Jacob, and on YouTube, she is known as Scrapologist. And so she and I were talking, and we decided to use acrylic paint and some letter stickers that we already have. So I'm just showing you some other things that I'm going to use. I made this layout earlier in the week because I knew I was going to be very busy this week, so I wanted to make sure that it was up and ready. And right now I'm just showing you the different colors. And those I got at Michael's, and they were buy one get one 50% off. So it ended up being like $4 a tube or something, which is not bad at all. And I'm showing you my 6x6 paper pad collection. And because I'm going to be pulling out just a couple sheets from a couple different paper pads. I'm also going to be using my circle punch, and as you know, if I was on a deserted island and I could only bring one punch with me, who else talked about this? I think it was Itarit. I totally agree, it's my circle punch, as you know, because I've made at least 3 or 4 layouts just highlighting my circle punch. But here I'm going to highlight acrylic paint, and let me tell you, I've always said that my style, when I sit down to scrapbook, I really have no clue what I want to do. This time I actually decided to plan a layout, and I was so proud of myself. However, it turned out horribly bad, and then I tried to fix it, and then it turned out worse. And so I ditched that project, and I started with a design element similar to this one, and then I added dimensional paint on top, and I actually hated what I did and couldn't fix it. So I ditched that one. So I decided to, use the term KISS. Keep it simple, silly. And third time's a charm. Turned out great. Nothing like my first idea, but that's okay. That's what I get for trying to plan out what I want to do. I'm just a scrapbooker where I don't know. It works out better when I have no clue what direction I'm going. I'm slowly trying to use sketches and inspiration, other scrapbookers' pages that I adore, and I always say I'm going to scrap lift. So I'm going to really try and work on that this week, and do some sketch work, see what I can come up with. But here I'm just pulling out some paper. This was initially with my other idea. I used my basic gray fresh cut, and I want to say, I already showed it, but I was talking. Heidi Swap Dreamy, I believe. Yes, Heidi Swap Dreamy. Those papers are in the upper left-hand corner, and then the bottom right-hand corner were ones I picked out from the fresh cut. Now, these pictures I borrowed my cousin. I have 2 cousins that are photographers, and Jeremy, he goes between New York City and Oregon, and he does more advertising photography. Well, I take that back. He does beautiful scenic photography too, but that's his hobby. His livelihood is commercial photography. He takes pictures of models for different companies wearing their jewelry or clothing. He takes pictures of food for restaurants. He's amazing. He does jewelry photography. Jeremy Kirby. You have to find him. I don't know if he has YouTube. I know he has Facebook, and he's great. This is a cousin from my father's side of the family. We just found each other on Facebook this year. His name is Richard Madonna, and I think that's what he is on Instagram. Jeremy's on Instagram as well. Kerbalicious, I think it's his name because he's so funny. Anyway, yeah, that's who he is on Instagram. But Richard, he is Richard Madonna on Facebook and on Instagram, and he does something with Food Lab. That is his job, healthy food, and they come up with all kinds of great things, so if you want to follow him on that. But he is also a photographer, and the stuff he comes up with, I'm always telling him I'm going to scrapbook it. I'm scrapbooking this. And so this time I actually am. These are a couple of photos that he took. I'm not sure if he lives in Manhattan or the city. Anyway, he's very healthy. He's always riding his bike, well, in warmer weather. And he takes pictures along the way, and they turn out so great. And he does these different filter things on them. And so these two were in the springtime. You can see taxi cabs in the background, but they are of daffodils and tulips. And I told him I was going to scrapbook some of his stuff. So I want you to throw him go his way too, and check out that food lab core thing he does. It's pretty awesome. And they both, like I said, do photography. So all I'm doing, I think, okay, this was my first idea. Am I going to show it, or did I cut it out? I was taking an older, close to my heart stamp set. It's called Coffee Stain. You saw me use it on the layout I did with my Aunt Blanche, with her, my great-great Aunt Blanche. And I really liked it. This time I decided to color them up. Okay, I think I ditched it. I don't know. I'm starting to take, anyway, what I did was I took just my finger and I put acrylic paint on the stamp set of the Coffee Stain, and then in the three colors, obviously at different times. I started with the yellow, then I went to the pink, then I went to the aqua. And it wasn't coming out like the thought in my head. So then I tried to pull in my distressed stain ink pads using the same colors, and then I was going to blend them around and get them wet and let the water run. And then it just got to be too much and too busy. So I just moved on to this idea. This is the third idea. So if you don't have watercolors, you absolutely can make your acrylic paints look like watercolors. So what I'm doing here off to the side, well, I've squirted my paper with water, and then I just took a whole bunch of water on my brush and I dipped it around in that acrylic paint to get it super thin. And I marked where I want my picture to go, because I just want a little bit of color action showing behind the photo, coming out from behind the photo, and I wanted enough color to still show once I add a few circles and embellishments. Now I was going to use this wood veneer piece. I painted it black and it just curled in a tight ball. So I have something heavy on it right now, hopefully to make it flat, but I was not able to paint that up at all and get it to flatten out. And it was, because I had painted it, it was very soft, so I didn't want anything happening to it. So I just decided to save it for another piece. So I was a little disappointed about that, because, you know, obviously he took the picture in the city, and I thought that that would be something different and fun. But actually, I like the simplicity of this page, and this page literally took me maybe 20 minutes. It was so quick. I am never that fast. I am a slow scrapbooker. Well, the whole process of me going through 3 different styles and not liking the first 2, it was probably an hour and a half. But once I just decided to keep it simple, I really wanted this idea. Now I'm just adding some of those circle punches. I used a scallop circle punch, and I used, which was like 1 3/4 inch. I got it at Michael's. And then I used my 2-inch plain circle punch. And basically I just tried to find colors that went with this color scheme, or varieties of tones from this color scheme. And I just wanted them to lightly poke from behind. And then I'm going to take a super old product, these clear circles here by Close to My Heart, and I forgot I had them. I found them in my stash when I was looking around for some things, and I thought, how fun would that be to use these? Now I do an oops in the bottom corner. What I did, I'm now digging through the ephemera pack, the Heidi Swapp Dreamy ephemera pack, and I'm just trying to find colors that coordinate with these hues. And but what I did was, once I washed the color down, I got a really long thin brush, and I got some paint. I watered paint down, but not quite as thin as I did the color wash. And then I flicked it. So I flicked more yellow over the yellow, so the flecks turned up a little deeper. And then I used some of the pink, and then I used some of the teal. So up close, or in the beginning pictures, you can see. And then I decided, because I was going to use these black letter stickers that I've been hogging. She's using alpha thickers, but I've been hoarding these because I love them so much, but I just really want to use them. So I decided to pull these out of my stash and use this. And the wonders of spring just amaze me at how beautiful it can be, the earth waking up from the winter and going into the springtime. To me, it's wonderful. So that's why I chose that title. And up in that corner, I also flicked each of the 3 colors as well as black Heidi Swap. Now, I had that teal star down below, and I had the those circles. When I flicked the Heidi Swap black, which I wish I wouldn't have done, it seeped underneath. Can you believe it? So I had to tear those 2 up, dab it. So now it's a little gray. Now I'm trying to cover it up. And I left it because I want you guys to know I struggle with page layouts and sometimes I struggle with mistakes. But I want you to know that sometimes I ditch and sometimes I just keep trying to work with them. The other 2 were just beyond saving. The more I tried to fix them, the worse they got. This was doable. So I decided, since it's kind of gray tone down there from that smeared black. Sorry, my computer stalled, so I'm hoping this picks up. So basically down below, where I made that little mistake and it's a little gray area, I think I was saying that's just where I'm going to put my journaling. All I'm doing now is just adding some more circle elements, some enamel dots in each of the tones, and this page is super quick, super simple with just some paint. So you can use your paint like watercolors just by really watering them down. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this, and I will see you on the next Saturday Stash Dive. I'm sorry. I will put Carla's link down below. You can find us on the blog also, which will be down below. And we have a Facebook fan page. So go check those out. Thanks again for joining me. You all are wonderful, and I will talk to you later. Bye.